Hello there, YouTubers. It has been a long time since I did a weaving video, so I'm gonna start one today. This is a very small project. It's only about 15 inches wide, and I'm only gonna make about a yard's worth of cloth. It's a pattern that I saw on a Facebook page that I got led to from the 8-Shaft Weaving Group. And I just thought, that looks really neat. I'd like to try it, but I want to try it on something small in case it doesn't work out as well as what I wanted, as what I'm hoping. So we'll see. But I think before that, I'm going to show you my least favorite part of weaving, which is tying up the foot treadles on my loom. First off, I have to do it laying down on the floor and kind of reaching up under the loom, and that's just plain uncomfortable. And secondly, this type of loom that I've got, the Louette that I use, is what's called a countermarch loom. So on a lot of looms, you've got the threads, and what happens is some threads go up and the others stay even. And on other looms, some threads go down, and that's called a sinking shed. This is called a rising shed. Well, what happens on the Louette, on mine it's a countermarch, to get an even shed, both sides move part way. So you get an even shed, it's neither sinking nor rising, it's opening in the middle, but that means that you have to tie up not just the threads or the shafts that you want going up, or the shafts that you want going down in case of sinking, but you have to tie up every shaft in every direction. So it's twice the tie up, and like I say, it's my least favorite. So I'll show you the pattern that I'm weaving in a little bit, but first off, let's just take a look at what I mean by doing the tie up on this particular loom. All right, here's my my pattern for tie up. If we were looking at a weaving draft, this would be the little part in the upper right hand corner. So we've got this square, and you can see we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different treadles to work with, because each column here represents one of the treadles. And I'm going to use treadles 4 and 5. Those will be worked by my left foot. Then I'm going to skip treadle 6, and I'm just to keep my feet apart. Then I'm going to use 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. I called them ABC, kind of writing this down in hex notation, but that's beside the point. And where the numbers are, I have to use a short string, and where there's a hole in there, I have to use a long string for tie-up. That probably doesn't mean much, but when we get under the loom, I'll kind of show you what that means. So basically what it means is I have to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 strings tied onto each of 8 treadles. So that means I've got to set up 64 different strings, and it's kind of a pain in the seat of the pants, and certainly a pain in the arm. So let's go down under the loom and take a look. Alright, I've got the camera set on the side of the loom, and let's see if I can, hopefully you'll be able to see this decently. So here is a treadle. This one's already set up. These have to be set up yet, and you can see there's places for 12 screws here that I can loop the strings over. When I say a short string, it's one that's tied like this one right here that I'm pulling on to this first wooden bar, and pulling on that raises a string up. Then let's look at another string, and I don't think you'll be able to see all of it, but this string is not tied to that wooden bar, it's tied to the wooden bar above there. So this is a long string. So this is what I'm going to use in the spots in my pattern where I have an empty spot, not a number. So, first thing I have to do, this is kind of a nuisance, but in order to keep slack on these things while I'm working, I just put a couple of wooden boards underneath the treadle as I'm working. That just creates a little space. So now, I'm going to move a few of these out of the way. And so this is going to be number 7. I need a long one at the front. So I'll bring this string over to that position, and now I'm going to, because this is Texsolv, I just hook that onto a screw. Now I need a short one, so I've got to go find the second shaft, find a short string, and put that on there. And I need a short one on the third shaft, so I got to find one, and I'm sliding it, moving it over. And there you go, that's the third one. We'll put that on. Now the next one is going to be the fourth shaft, and that needs a long. So we'll go find a long one, put that on. Anyways, you can see this is really putsy, and I have to do it laying on the floor so I can be right down here. Let's move the camera a little bit. I can't really back up enough to show this decently, but you can see I've numbered the positions across this bar just so I can keep track of where things are. And you can see, so I'm showing you the bottom bar right now. That's the one where the short strings are. You can see a short string on there at the number 5 position. And at the number 4 position, we've got a long string. So you can see where the long string is tied to the upper bar. The short string is tied to the lower bar. And that's what I'm doing now at number 7. You can see I've got a long string first, and then a short string on the second shaft. So this is what I've got to do, and it's a pain in the everything. So just thought I'd show you. This is my least favorite part of working with this loom. It's a joy to weave on, but it's a pain to set up. Okay, enough for now. More back later when I get more done. Alright, I'm done tying up the treadles according to this plan that I showed you a couple of seconds ago in the video, but it was actually yesterday for me. The miracle of time on videos, huh? So remember I mentioned that these numbers in the bottom, the pink, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, ABC, which is really 10, 11, 12, represent the foot treadles, and that the black and the open spots represent whether something is going up or down. So when I push a foot treadle, let's take a look at treadle number 7 and at which shafts are going to move. So what I expect is that 1, because it's empty, this represents a 1 right here. So this is shaft 1, shaft 2, shaft 3, okay, and we've got shafts going that way and treadles going this way. So when I push on treadle 7, I expect shaft 1, since it's empty, to go down, and shaft 2 and 3, since they have numbers in them, to go up. Then shafts 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 should go down. So let's take a look as I push shaft 7. You can hopefully you can see here what's happening. Shaft 1 went down, shaft 2 and 3 came up. And it's not easy to see, but 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 went down. Okay, so that's shaft 7. Now if we try shaft 8, let's go back to here again. Shaft 8 has a number in position 1 and position 4. So, or shaft 1 and 4. So I expect shaft 1 to go up and shaft 4 to go up and everything else to go down. Let's try that. We'll go to the neutral position first. Now we'll try that. And I think if you look down just a little bit more, and we'll zoom in. Go to neutral again. And now I'll push just a little bit on this one. And you can see the bottom of shaft 1 and 4 are going up, and all the others are going down, which is exactly what I expect here on shaft 8, based on the numbers. So the same concept works for all of the other shafts, and I guess that's what I wanted to get across to people today, is that the numbers on the tie-up diagram, where I represent, each row represents a shaft, and each column represents a treadle, and the tie-up is what hooks those things together so that pedals will push shafts in the correct sequence according to the pattern that we need. So that's this. I'm going to actually get to weaving now, and I'll just give you a quick look at that in another part of this video in a little bit. Okay, now that the tension is good, let's try doing some actual weaving. Find the right foot pedal.
My heart will sing such life and peace as days go by. On a body with the largest heart, me change my side. To the wee, can you guy, fair mate, to the wee.
Just 5 minutes, so.
I reach you like I'm there at night, to the wee, can you guy. My mother the country, what the plate and why. What the weary, what the note has got me flying. Is a wee, can you guy, fair mate, can you guy. I reach here and there at night to the wee, but can you guy. A bonny western weaver, not watching at his loom. He took my heart as wee and at in heavy knot and stone. To the weaver can you guy, fair mate, to the weaver can you guy. I reach here right down there at night to the weaver can you guy. I sat beside my wattle till I died of run, but every shot and every knock my heart it gave a stone. To the weaver can you guy, fair mate, to the weaver can you guy. I reach here right down there at night to the weaver can you guy. The moon was sinking, and we was pale and wan, when my bonny western weaver lad came riding through the glen. To the weaver what was said and what was done came on me, can I tell? But though I feel the world and as feels myself, to the weave of Shinny Gang, fair mates, to the weave of Shinny Gang, I read the right side at night, to the weave of Shinny Gang. To the weave of Shinny Gang, fair mates, to the weave of Shinny Gang, I read the right gang there at night, to the weave of Shinny Gang.
Okay, that was one full repeat of the pattern. So let's see if you can see this little diamond here. Basically, that's how much I just did. Okay, we'll take another look at this when I get it off and you can see the pattern in much more detail. And that was a bit of the weaving of this piece. It became a new valance on the window in the bathroom of our house. Here are a couple of close-ups and a couple of not quite so close-up pictures. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.